People say if you have made it up in Lagos, you are up there. This is Banana Island, Nigeria's most expensive neighborhood. But after coming from Abuja, I'm starting to question something. Is this really luxury or is it just hype? Because if you have been to Abuja, you understand this. Luxury, there is quiet, it's organized, it's controlled. But Lagos is pure hustle, fast, loud, unpredictable. So how does a place like Banana Island exist inside all this chaos? Well, the moment you enter here in Banana Island, everything changes. No noise, no crowd, no chaos. It almost feels like you've left Nigeria. And honestly, that's the point. But there's where it gets interesting. This place is built for peace, yet it's sitting in the midst of one of the most chaotic cities in Africa, Lagos. So the question is this real lifestyle or just controlled isolation? Let's talk numbers. Houses here go for millions of dollars. Land alone can cost more than what your entire estate costs in one part of Nigeria. And when you see it, you understand why. But also, do you really understand why? Because luxury is not just about building, it's about how a place makes you feel. In Abuja, luxury feels natural, space, calm, balance. But here in Lagos, it feels protected, almost like a bubble in Banana Island. If Lagos is where you grind and Abuja is where you breathe, then Banana Island is where you prove something. Well, not necessarily where you live freely, because it's almost look like caged in a big city. So let me ask you this. If success is supposed to bring peace, why does this place feel like it's hiding from everything around it? I won't lie, this place is beautiful, clean, exclusive. But for me, I will still choose Abuja anytime, any day. Because at some point, luxury stops being price and starts being about peace. Yes, Banana Island costs a lot of money. Land here is very expensive. Rent here is very, very expensive. Banana Island is not for everyone. This is a matter of fact. It's not even about money. It's about your value, status, or lifestyle. That's what you find in Banana Island, because it's all about status. It's all about lifestyle, big lifestyle. It's all for the tankers in Lagos. And that's a choice everyone has to make. But still prefer Abuja because of its peace and calmness that is in Abuja. So look at rich houses everywhere. Let's question what success actually looks like in Nigeria. A lot of people hear the name Banana Island and think it's just branding. No, it's not branding. But the truth is, the island actually got its name from its shape. From above, it looks like a banana. And somehow, that shape becomes one of the most expensive addresses in Africa. That alone tells you something. In Nigeria, location is power. And here, location is everything. This is not your regular rich neighborhood. This is where billionaires, oil executives, politicians, old money, families, and international investors quietly exist. Some people don't even live here full time. They just own properties here because owning an address in Banana Island is like owning a statement. It's just a big statement. It says, I have arrived. But sometimes I wonder, are people buying homes or buying status? Somebody might say, the people are buying status in Banana Island. In Banana Island, one thing you notice immediately here is access is controlled, security is serious. You don't just stroll in like a toilet or terrorist. And honestly, that exclusivity is part of the product. Luxury sells privacy. The less accessible something is, the more people want it. But I keep asking myself, if a place feels like a fortress, doesn't it still feel like a home? I don't think so. Because when a place feels like a fortress, it becomes less of a home. Another major flex here is the waterfront lifestyle, private docks, luxury boats, waterfront mansions. It gives that Dubai or Miami energy. But this is still Lagos, and that contrast is wide. One minute you are in mainland Lagos traffic, the next minute you are looking at private yachts. The contrast is probably the best definition of Lagos itself, honestly. This is where the conversation gets uncomfortable because we all chase money. We all imagine that one day, if we work hard enough, life becomes perfect. But standing here, I'm reminded that expensive doesn't always mean peaceful. You can buy silence, you can buy security, you can buy exclusivity, but peace, that one is personal. In Abuja, luxury feels spread out. Wide road, government calm, quiet confidence. It doesn't scream, it just exists. But Banana Island, it feels like luxury on display. Sharper, louder, more intentional, almost like, yes, sharper, louder, more intentional, almost like it wants to be seen. And maybe that's the biggest difference. Abuja luxury whispers, Banana Island luxury announces itself so loud. Here is the truth nobody tells you. A lot of people doesn't want Banana Island because they love the lifestyle. They want it because of what it represents. It's proof. Proof that they made it. Proof that the hustle worked. Proof that they belong in certain room. And honestly, that might be the most expensive thing people are buying here. That's all, to be very, very honest. Success looks different for everyone. But for some people, it's a mansion on Banana Island. For others, it's peace in a quiet corner of Abuja. For someone else, it's freedom to travel the world and not answer to anyone. So maybe the real question isn't, is Banana Island worth it? Maybe the real question is, what does success actually mean to you? It's individual, because if luxury costs your peace, then maybe it was never luxury at all. Yes, on my personal opinion, I will say yes. After everything, the mansion, the silence, the security, the exclusivity, that's what I honestly think. Banana Island is impressive, no doubt. It's beautiful, it's polished, it's powerful. It represents a level of success many people dreams about. But standing here, I realized something important. Luxury is not almost about where you live. Sometimes it's about how you live. Because peace cannot be imported, calm cannot be bought per square meter, and happiness doesn't automatically come with a waterfront view. In Lagos, people hustle for status. In Abuja, people often chase peace. And maybe that's why this comparison matters. Because success should not just look good from outside, it should feel good on the inside. So, is Banana Island worth the hype? Yes, if your dream is exclusivity, yes. Maybe not if your dream is freedom. For me, I still choose peace over prestige every single time. Yes, honestly, every single time, because at the end of the day, the richest life is not most expensive one. It's the one you actually enjoy living, and that is the real luxury. So, guys, we'll be signing out from here until we meet again in my next video on our series of Lagos Abuja comparison. Bye. Also, do not forget to subscribe